In this video, I'm just going to show how to submit your first few jobs on Rowan and walk you through the basic layout of the software. So this is the login page, which you'll find if you made an account. So I'll come here, I'll put in my username and password. I'll sign in. So this is the dashboard. This is the screen you'll see whenever you log in. And this has your most recently run calculations here. And then from here, you can submit a new calculation or view your most recent calculations. So let's get started and submit a calculation. So we'll come to this calculation submit page, and we have the choice to either input a molecule as a file or as a smile string. So I'll show you how to do both of those. So probably the fastest way for a famous molecule is a smiles string. So let's find one. So we'll look up lenalidomide, which is a pretty famous drug, high on the most popular drugs list, and we'll go to the Wikipedia page. And here you can actually get, on Wikipedia or PubChem, you can get smile strings for a lot of drugs. So put that in here. We'll say lenalidomide. We'll submit. And what this is going to do is Rowan will take this sort of 2D string representation and create 3D coordinates from it. And so we'll visually look, does this look like lenalidomide? And indeed it does. So we'll take this, we will submit this to our home folder. We'll leave the calculation name, maybe lenalidomide HF3C opt. We'll select an optimization, maybe a charge and a dipole calculation as well. And we can leave all of the other settings the same. Okay, so we'll click submit. And now this calculation is queued. And what that means is that we're waiting to allocate a dedicated computer on Amazon Web Services. So every calculation gets their own computer. And just for us to request and get this computer takes about a minute or two. So this will start running momentarily. You can see here that in a little bit we'll be able to view all of our properties. But right now we haven't actually computed anything, so there's nothing to see. So if we think about other ways we might want to submit molecules, so you obviously can't Google every molecule's name and get the smile string. So if we open up ChemDraw, we can load this up. So here we go. This is a pretty familiar interface to most organic chemists. So we can come here and start, drawing some interesting looking molecules. Maybe we'll actually move the bonds around a little bit here. So draw, something like this. And once we've made this, we can select it and go to Edit, Copy as Smiles. There's also a keyboard shortcut for that. And so if we go back to submission, we can input this smile string, and we'll get our ChemDraw molecule here. And so this is exactly what we drew. And let's also run an HF3C optimization on this. Okay, so we'll submit this. And then the last and most powerful way to submit calculations in Rowan is by actually drawing out the coordinates yourself. So currently there's no way to do this within Rowan, but we can use Avogadro, which is a free molecular structure editor. And in Avogadro, we can just simply click, draw atoms. We can draw whatever atoms we want. We can rotate here. This is terbutanol. We could have easily, gotten the structure for this, probably downloaded an XYZ file from the internet. But here we've drawn it ourselves. So now we can say save as. So we'll save this, save it to our desktop. And now if we go back to Rowan, we can upload a file. And now we've loaded in our T-butanol as an XYZ file, and we'll also submit an optimization on this. So we'll change the name to terbutanol optimization HF3C again, and submit this. Okay, so now that we've submitted these 3 jobs, we can look around a little bit. So this is sort of our calculations page. This is like a file system, sort of like Google Drive for computations. So we have all these folders here. we have the calculations that we've most recently run. Obviously, the folders can contain more folders, and so on and so on. So this was the calculations from our most recent tutorial. And then on the archive page, we can just see all the calculations we've run most recently. So you can see here that these are our 3 most recent calculations, the ones we just submitted, and we can of course filter by status. So let's go back and look at our first calculation. This is lenalidomide optimization. So you'll notice we've already done 7 steps here. So if we look, this was the starting structure that we generated. And you can see that Rowan is optimizing all of the bond lengths, angles, dihedrals, and such. And you can see we're down 12 kcals per mole from where we started, which is pretty cool. So here we have an overview. So we see that it took us about 90 seconds to start this job. It's run for 2 minutes so far, which has charged us 3 credits. And if we want to really dig into the details, we can look at this log file. So this is, sort of a very traditional way of viewing computational chemistry data for the people there with old school tastes. So you can see, the SCF convergence, the HOMO, the LUMO, sort of the energy, the timing for each of the different steps. So now a fun thing about this is we can also refresh. So if we go back here, now we can see we've run 3 more steps just while we've been on this page. So that's all I want to show you today. Thanks for checking out Rowan, and good luck with your science.